Hey everyone, it's Juna with Detour Shirts. In this video, I wanted to share with you the 29 designs that I made for February. As you may or may not know, I'm doing Design with Detour, which is every month this year in 2024, and I'm doing a design a day and every day for 2024. And so these designs are for February. I have these prompts here on my Detour site. You can see the ones for January, February, and I already have some for March there. I'm going to continue to do this throughout the whole year. But in this video, I want to share with you all the designs that I made. I'm going to share with you the prompts that I use. I'm also going to share with you 6 tips and tricks that I learned this month. As you continue to do these things, you learn more and more, and I want to share with you what I've learned so it can help you in your print-on-demand journey too. So let's get started. I'm going to go into Affinity Designer and show you all the designs and the prompts, and then something else that I use to kind of track my designs. All right, so here I am on Affinity Designer. This is where I put together my designs for social media. So you may have seen some of these on social media. This is the prompt that I did. I have this again on my Detour site, so you can see this. If you want to do February's list, I also have one for March, and I'll continue to add more and more throughout the year. But you can see Easter, I got Easter here. So let me show you all the designs. I have this Easter truck. This one's for darts, Baltimore, and so on. I'm not going to read all of them, but I'll show you all of them here. If you haven't followed me on social media, you can see a ton of different styles. Sometimes I do kawaii styles, sometimes I do more illustrative style, and some don't even have the illustration. Like this one right here, I think I did a different style, and so on. Some are super kiddie, like this is for a big sister, but then some are like super detailed, right? And it all depends on the prompt that I put in and what the AI is gonna turn out. And a lot of times the AI just turns out some amazing things, like this one right here. I couldn't have drawn this. Well, I could have, but it would have took me a long time to draw this, but AI can pump it out really quickly. So I usually do, for February, what I did was I did a design like this with Place It. You might have seen that video with Place It. And I do a design like this also with Place It. This t-shirt right here is made in Place It. And then I just put my PNG onto a solid color black background with my design. And I have a tutorial, my Place It tutorial shows how I put these two together. The other thing that I did this month, if I come over here, is I shared my prompts. So if you come over here, I'm always trying to do something new for the month. I think you should change it up and do something interesting. So in February on Instagram, I did this. So if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen these, where I showed the sticker and then the final design, and then I put my prompt, what I used. And this is ChatGPT's prompt. So in the background, just like ideogram, you can write a simple prompt. You can see this one's really simple. A cartoon monster truck full of colorful eggs running over Easter eggs. That's what I put in, but in the back, ChatGPT put this. And the reason I put this on Instagram to show you how much more detailed the prompt actually is that's driving the design, right? I didn't write this, ChatGPT wrote this on my behalf, and it came out with this nice design. And then I showed what fonts I'm using, and then what I did, I actually removed the background in this case and removed the white outline and so on to make my design. And I did this for every one of these. So let me show you how easy some of these prompts are, right? Really simple, just like one sentence, just a few words, some of my prompts. And then you can see in the background, ChatGPT is doing some of these longer prompts. Now it does that automatically. You don't have to worry about it. You can just write what you want it to do, right? Like super simple. This is a cartoon astronaut riding a rocket like a bull, right? And wearing a cowboy hat in space. A cartoon cactus with glasses, super simple, right? And then this is drawing here. So a lot of people are like, what are your prompts? And I'm like, just describe what you want it to do, and it kind of does it in the background. Now, sometimes you may not get it the first chance, so you may have to say, try again, or do in a cartoon style, or make it cuter, or just something a little different, and it will come out a little different. So here's a kawaii bowl of mac and cheese. Cartoon chibi is a nice word to use for like just a bigger head cartoon kind of kawaii thing. Let me go out here again so you can see some of my other prompts. Cartoon, a very tired unicorn. This one was a little longer, but this one wasn't. An iguana that is a rocker. silhouette of an apple, and so on. So I'm not going to read all of them, but I'm going to stop just a little bit so you can read it for yourself. And you can pause it if you want to read this, or you can just follow me on Instagram. All of these are on Instagram right now, and just you can look through them. And here's a few more. Let me zoom in so you can see it. Look at that, super easy, right? Really easy. And then there you go. So another thing I wanted to share with you is keeping track of what's going down. So I've uploaded everything to Amazon, TeePublic, and Redbubble, and I want to show you, you can do this for yourself, kind of keep track of yourself month to month. So this X means that I added it to it, I uploaded to these three, and this means that I did 2 versions of it. So you saw in the Happy Easter, I did one with black text, so it can work on a white t-shirt, and one with white text. And I only did that for Amazon because I don't want to do that for TeePublic and Redbubble, because they're although you can do that, it kind of looks like it's spammy where you're trying to do multiple. They don't like scaled designs as much as Amazon. Amazon doesn't care. You can upload 100,000 designs on there and it doesn't care. But TeePublic and Redbubble really care about kind of quality and not using the same thing over and over and over again. So I decided not to. My plan is, if it does sell in the dark version, then I'll put the light version and see. But most of the time I just put the dark version on there and try and get a sale. So here you can see I did 2 versions, and here I did 2 versions plus I did this one with the crab. So I did the crab one on here, which is a different version because this one has white text, this is black text, and it's a little bit different. So I wasn't too afraid of doing that. Here I uploaded that. I did 2 versions of this one. These 2 I didn't do 2 versions because it worked on black and white. So you can see it's black and it has an outline, and this could work on a light t-shirt too. Same thing with this. It would work on a black and white t-shirts. But these, where the text is hitting the t-shirt, I did 2 versions. So this one had 2 versions, and so this one. And this one, so sometimes I get into trouble on Amazon, and this is one thing I wanted to share with you. You gotta check trademarks, and I didn't on this one. I guess Born to Sparkle is trademarked, so I changed the design and added these 2 instead. So instead of putting here, it actually worked on Redbubble and TeePublic, this design, but Amazon is really quick to look for trademarks and things like that. So I put these instead. So I didn't lose any. I still had the same amount of designs for that one, or actually one more. Iguana Rocked, I put 2 versions. One actually sold already, which typically t-shirts like this takes about 3 months. I would say give yourself 3 months to sell, but I guess this one on TeePublic, someone wanted it and it sold. This one right here, I didn't realize the Big Apple is trademarked, so I had to take this one down on Amazon, but it's stuck on TeePublic and Redbubble. It was fine. What I would do here, what I didn't do, is I could change out the Big Apple here to something else like New York City or something like that, but because it had an apple here, I thought it didn't make sense. So I just took a loss and took it down, and that's okay. This one I did 2 versions of it, uploaded all of them. This one too, as well as these and these. I did this one, 2 versions of this one, but I also did another word change on this one. So I just took the same thing, and I didn't do it again on these 2, but on Amazon I decided to do a couple more of those. 2 versions of that one. This one just stayed the same. This one already sold on Amazon because we were in February was the month for heart disease awareness, so I kind of capitalized on that. Even though I put it in late of the month, I still got a sale. 2 versions there. This one I did 2 versions, as well as another version with different words on this one. This one was the same because it just worked on white, and it didn't really work on a dark t-shirt, so I left it there, and so on and so on. So that's how much. Oh, actually, I forgot to put these. I did upload those. So one more thing I wanted to share with you before we get into the 6 tips is, a lot of people ask me, have these been selling? What about the January designs that you showed us last month? Yeah, so these are the ones that have shown. Like I said, I would give it still 3 months, and it's only been a month or so. But these have sold already on Amazon. These are some other ones from my January designs, and these have sold on TeePublic. Now I still want to give it a really good test and give it 3 to 6 months, but you know, sometimes it's nice that you get sales really early. So there you go. All right. So for the 6 tips. Tip number 1 is that I'm using dgb.lol now instead of Vectorizer AI. And the reason for that is Vectorizer AI is a paid thing and I'm not going to pay for it right now. I mean, I think it is worth it, but I'm just not paying for it right now. I want to try out other options just to see how it works. And dgb.lol is actually working really well. You can come here to the site, hit get started, do image upscaler, drop in your design, and they do it 6 times. And it's been really nice and clean and sharp when I delete the designs off of it, delete the background off of it. A lot of these here, if I go back to my designs, a lot of these are just dgb.lol. You can see just how crisp the lines are when I come up close here. This is actually the design. Let's see another one. This one, look how crisp that is. Pretty crisp. I have a filter on it, but it's not bad. It's pretty good when I come in here, right? Not bad. So it's pretty crisp on dgb.lol. If you want to try that, I have a tutorial on how to do that on my channel, so you can just look for that. It's about upscaling. So how to upscale, and that's what I've been doing on here, just upscaling. Tip number 2 is to use Kittl and Canva and other apps to help you with your design. Now I'm using ChatGPT with my designs, but some of these actually were done on Kittl too. So ChatGPT did the design, this lizard or iguana playing the guitar, but the text behind this and the graphics behind this were done in Kittl. You can see all graphics from Kittl. Now, a lot of times, let's see, the other one, I think, was this one from Kittl? I think these things were from Canva. Yeah, right here, graphics from Canva, right? And designs. I believe this one was done in Kittl as well. So the graphics were from Kittl. And I even did some of the main graphics in Kittl. I think, yeah, these two right here were actually built in Kittl. So the mascot AI in Kittl did the spaceball right here, and I did Kittl to create these 3 right here. And I also used Kittl to build this whole thing. So it had I used the fonts, I used this thing. So this design, this whole design was not done in ChatGPT, but was done in Kittl. So try out different AI apps, try out different graphics. I think if you have access to them, why not, you know, mash them together and use all of those. Tip number 3 is to get feedback from other people. Now, when I did my design for autism right here, it originally didn't start this way. If you look online and you look on a lot of the graphics, a lot of times what I showed on this one actually for my design was a lot of those puzzle pieces, the different color puzzle pieces. I'll put it right up here. And then when I shared that and got feedback, a lot of people said, that's not what we use anymore for autism. We use this design with the infinity and the different colors. And luckily I found this on Canva. I didn't build this and I use this in the design. So it really helped to get feedback, because you don't want to put something out there that nobody wants to buy and it's something old. And so I'm so grateful for that, grateful for the fans and the comments and the feedback. And I think that can help you as well as you do your stuff on social media. You don't have to have a big following, but a lot of people can tell you, like, you know, change this here, do this here, this isn't the thing that we use this color. I think that's really helpful to get feedback from other people, because you're just trying to focus on doing one thing, but you might be blinded to some of the other things that you don't know. So welcome feedback and take it and change and pivot and do your design, and I think it can turn out a lot better. So tip number 4 is that you can use vectors to cover up your PNG file. So this is a giant PNG file, right? I upscaled it in dgb.lol and I brought it in here. But if you go on here, you can see some of the things that I used on here. Actually, let's do this one. You can see if I double click into the group here, you can see there's some vectors on here. And what the vectors are his paw prints. So I'm just covering it up and it's looking like I did it, but I'm gonna come on here. You can see if I move this away, I did this. This is a vector that I did and I just put it right there. And same thing with this right here. This is a vector, this is a vector, and so on. So you can add things to it. So if you didn't want this color right here, I could come in here and just draw over it with a vector, right? And color it the same color, and boom, now it looks like it's gone, right? So use vectors to cover up your designs, cover up the stuff that you don't want. I also use this in one of my other designs to this month to kind of color a guitar that was the lobster was actually using. It was a lighter color, I can make it a darker color, and so on. So you can come in here and change different things. If you didn't want this right here, you could cover that up. If you wanted this to be a different color, you could cover that up, and so on. So have fun with this. I think this is a great tip. You don't have to just stick to the design that's here. Just because you didn't vectorize it, you can still use vector elements to kind of cover it up and enhance it a little bit so that it looks better. And I think in this case, it needed that white on his paws so that it would stand out a little better. So tip number 5 is to try different posts. So on Instagram for the month of January, I did different posts than I did in February, and I wanted to try out different things to see if I get more engagement and more likes and things. So one of the things I did this month that I said earlier is, or in February that I did, is I'm doing this kind of post, right? And I'm showing the before and after. I did this swipe to see more and all this extra stuff. I think carousels can work really well on Instagram, as well as other places where you can show multiple things just to get people's interest and see kind of a progression of what things are doing or how things are changing and things like that. You can see on this one, I'm showing the design and I'm showing a mock-up. Now, some people just stop at the mock-up right here. Now, I think if you're gonna do posts on social media, you can do more than a mock-up. Just think of different things that can go in that carousel so that people will want to swipe and spend a little bit longer and get to know your design a little bit more instead of just trying to sell the thing. You may want to tell a little bit more about it. Well, how did you come up with this? Why did you choose these colors? What colors did you choose? What fonts did you use? All those kinds of things can really help sell the design and make people interested as you as a designer, as well as a t-shirt seller. Tip number 6 is to take breaks. If you have to take a break, if you need a vacation, if you got to spend time with your family, that's great. That's okay. You don't have to do every single day and post every day. So let me show you on Instagram. You can see what I did. So I have March already because we're in March. But if we go back to the beginning of February, it's February 1, you can see I kind of did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I kept going until I had to take a vacation. So you might have seen here, I didn't do 16. Where's 16? I skipped to 21, and that's because I took a vacation between the 16th and the 21st, and I just posted something like this, right? Here are all the ones that I did, or I did something like this. Here are the next 4 I'm trying to catch up. You can see I've been on vacation for the last few days, but that's okay. I used the other days when I came back and I caught up. Now you don't have to catch up. You can just start where you are, and it would have been totally fine if I just took a break and been like, here's 21, sorry I couldn't do the other 4, right? So you don't, although I'm doing a design a day and I'm showing you what to do, if you need to take a break, that's perfectly fine. In fact, you should listen to your body to take a break if you need it. You don't want to burn out, because that's the worst thing, is to burn out and stop, totally stop. So it's okay to take breaks and come back and do it. So you can see it did totally fine. In fact, some of these have better engagement too. So look at that, 233, because I have 4 of these. And it's not a carousel, it's just 4. And because there's 4 on one page, people will take time to look at this one, take time to look at this one, take time, right? And then Instagram knows that, oh, someone stopped and actually looked at this, so that's better engagement. For the carousel, you can see this is what I did. Boom, boom. And so people have to look through all of them, and that also helps with engagement. So try different things out. Again, like I said on these posts, you don't have to put these in here. I just kind of like doing those motivational things, but you can see in March I'm doing a little bit different than I did. Instead of having the 2, I have the 1, and I'll show these on March, but you can see in this month, in March, I'm trying to do something different where I'm just showing little things and not showing the prompts and things like that. So just trying different things, always try different things out and see how it does. And you can see right away like which one does better when you come over here and see like 131, 145, and so on. So there you go. Those are all my designs for February, all 29 of them. Actually, I had more than 29 designs on there. So hopefully this is really helpful for you, so you can see the progression, and even I'm learning as I'm going. And I think that's what's really good about this Design with Detour challenge, is that you can do it at your own pace. You can do one a day, you can do one every other day, however many you feel. But this is a good chance for you to keep doing over and over to practice. And the more that you practice, the more you learn. Even me, I've been doing this for years and I'm still learning as I'm doing and trying out different things. So I think this can really help you improve your print-on-demand designs and help you get more sales. And again, you don't get sales right away. You can see not all of them sold right away, but some of them are selling and some of them are picking up, and we want to design for things that are 2 months ahead anyway, so we want to give ourselves time to kind of rank up for those things. So hopefully, again, this was really helpful for you. If it was, let me know in the comments. If you want to see the January video, I'll put that video right here so you can see those designs that I did in January and the tips and tricks that I learned back then. Thanks again for watching, and as always, guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.